Hi guys, this is part 2 of the Murdaugh 2-part series. Even though I started this a week before he was found guilty, it all took that time to finally finish, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Again, if you like my work, please give me a follow. Picking up where we left off, Bubba has a chicken in his mouth, and Maggie laughs as she tries to get the chicken, but Bubba backs away and runs off. You can hear Alec yelling for Bubba to come to him several times. A minute later, Paul leaves Cash's kennel and heads to the feed room while reviewing the video to send to Rogan. Alec finally gets Bubba to come to him. He takes out the chicken and puts it on top of an old dog cage. He notices Paul walking into the feed room. He asks Maggie to go to the shop and grab him a rag. He quickly puts Bubba back up into his pen. He rushes around the corner and goes to the back of the feed room. Earlier in the day, he had planned this and stashed some guns along with some clothes and soap. He grabs 2 guns so that the attention won't be focused on him, making others think there were 2 shooters. Earlier, Maggie had put her phone in the shop, which is why we don't see steps registered during this time. She goes in, and before getting the rag, she picks up her phone, which is close by the doorway, and reads her last text at 8:49. At that precise time, Paul is shot and she hears the sound. Caught off guard, she takes a minute, but then she hears another shot and hurries to see. We all know what happens next, so let's fast forward 1 minute to what Alec does after the shooting. He quickly pulls out a blue raincoat. He puts the weapons inside of it, knowing the importance of gunshot residue. He goes through a list in his head of all the things he needs to do. At 8:53, he picks up Maggie's phone. For the next 2 minutes and 24 seconds, he's walking around with Maggie's phone recording steps. The phone is turned in many directions, even at one point, the camera's turned on for a second. The last position is when it's turned into a vertical position, and this is when Alec places it in the cup holder on the golf cart. Alec continues his plan. He strips down naked, puts his clothes in a bag, and takes a shower under the garden hose, washing off any evidence. He then puts on clean shorts, t-shirt, and tennis shoes, and loads up the golf cart, and leaves to the house. He parks near his Chevy Suburban and runs into the house to get his keys and cell phone. This only takes a minute. He returns and starts his vehicle at 9:03. It will sit and run for the next 3 minutes and 28 seconds while he removes things from the golf cart and puts it into the Suburban. During this time, he will call Maggie's phone 3 times, even though he could have just drove by the kennels on his way out. He moves the golf cart and returns to his truck to leave. Before leaving, he picks up Maggie's phone, which registers a display change. He calls her phone and watches the screen light up. After 3 seconds, he hangs up his phone, and at the same time, Maggie's phone records an end-of-display event. Alec sets Maggie's phone down and takes the vehicle out of park at 9:06. He drives down the driveway, passing up the turn that can go to the kennels, and instead calls Maggie's phone as he leaves the property. He drives down the road to where Maggie's phone was found, and just as he passes a field, he throws the phone out the window.